Hello guys and welcome back to another episode of our EAFC 25 career mode here with Southampton. Big episode today, part 1 of the season finale. Apologies if I still sound a little bit throaty and coffee, I'm still a little bit under the weather, but some big games to come today. We're going to close out the Premier League campaign with our final 3 games, and we'll also have the FA Cup final against Arsenal, which will come just shortly after our episode opener as we host one of our bogey teams, Tottenham Hotspur, at home at St Mary's. Of course, at the end of the previous episode we lost by a goal to nil away at the King Power, which means that the gap is now just 1 point to Arsenal in second place. So we need to win all of our remaining 3, I feel, if we are to lift the Premier League crown. We've looked favourites for most of the season, and we better not bottle it right at the death. So Tottenham at home, despite being one of our bogey teams, I'm feeling confident. First hurdle, let's get the 3 points in the bag. Come on, you Saints. So yep, here we go. Got goal news on, of course, at the Emirates it's at the Riverside as they're taking on Middlesbrough. So I will keep you updated with any news. But yeah, we've not got a very good record against Spurs throughout the course of this save. So feeling a little bit nervous. This will be the perfect start though, as it's off the woodwork and Kudus loses out in the aerial duel. That would have been perfect and just relieved the pressure on us. But off the woodwork and Spurs survive for now. Given away. Yusuf picks up the loose ball. Oh, terrible foul at Chaibi through the gap. Chaibi going on. Still Chaibi across the box. It's loose. Chaibi, and he can't squeeze it in. Well, worryingly, still deadlocked at the break. We hit the bar really early on and had a few little glimpses, but haven't looked too convincing since the early stages. Could do with that goal just to relieve the nerves as St Maximin looks to get away from Spence, who is booked. St Maximin draws the foul and Jed Spence is gone right at the start of the second half, and we're going to be playing for the rest of this game against 10 men. We've got to make this count and make sure we pick up the 3 points here. Greenwood for Spurs lays it off. There's Garcia, and Vaughan's not strong enough. Donley still goes over, no foul. Jaden in the way, and we'll get it clear. Come on lads, this is not good enough. If we want to win this title, we've got to be better, as Chaibi looks for Leonardo and St Maximin. Oh, what are we doing lads? Overcomplicating things. Man, I tell you what, it makes such a difference. Given away again. It makes such a difference when we have Sem Stein in this team, man. He is literally the heartbeat of this team. He makes everything tick and everything happen. I just cannot find a way through, even against 10 men. And we're going to bottle the title. We are going to bottle the title. I cannot believe it. Well, we've not got long. We've got to get the ball forward. Gomez. Great run. Downs. Gomez again. There has to be space somewhere, man. Gomez finds Camavinga. Gordon. And Livramento. Tino Livramento. I think that's his first goal since his return to the club. St Mary's goes wild. And Southampton finally have their breakthrough late on. And it's the unlikeliest of heroes. Tino Livramento with the goal. Angel Gomez through to Marcus Leonardo. This will seal it. Marcus Leonardo, what a save, Vicario. That is outrageous. Not going to make a difference, as we should hold on for the victory as that drops wide. But my goodness, did we make hard work of it. 1 down, 2 to go in the Premier League. But that's not the sort of stressful game I wanted before the FA Cup final. My players are going to be gassed emotionally and physically. And now we have to take on Arsenal at Wembley for the cup final. And then we've got 2 more big games in the Premier League. This is ridiculous, man, but we just about get over the hurdle. Tino Livramento with the goal, and what a huge one it may end up being for the Saints. Well, let's find out how Arsenal got on. I assume the gap is 1. It's not. The gap is 3, so Arsenal must have drawn. They drew 1-1 with bottom-placed Middlesbrough, who only have 15 points on the board. Michael Carrick, you are a god of a man. The gap is 3. We have the superior goal difference, so a win in our next game doesn't mathematically secure it, but all but does it as we take on Aston Villa, I think, yeah, at home at St Mary's. So, that's big. That is big. And heading into the FA Cup final, Arsenal not been in the greatest of form recently. I thought we were going to bottle it, but I'm feeling a lot more confident after those results. So, yeah, let's just dive straight in. FA Cup final against Arsenal. Ridiculous stat, but Southampton are yet to concede a goal in the competition. We've won every round so far to 0. Gavin Bazunu with, I think it's 5 clean sheets out of 5 as we head into the final. I don't think any team, I don't know for sure, but I doubt any team has ever won the FA Cup without conceding a goal. That will be some feat if we are to do it, but I don't care if we have to concede to win. Let's just get that trophy in the cabinet and in our hands come at the end of the final whistle. FA Cup final for the 2nd year in a row. Come on, you Saints. So here we go in the final. Obviously, these games would quite usually come as the sort of final piece of the season, but lumping this and the final league games into one episode here today, and then, as I've mentioned, we'll be back for the Champions League final. But quite a few changes for us today, although a few of the kids starting in the attacking lineup with Cox and Turner, as they've just been so important in our FA Cup run this season. Cox currently still the top scorer in this competition, but supported by some of the more experienced lads behind them. So yeah, looking to re-lift our trophy come the end of the 90 minutes and win back-to-back FA Cup trophies for what would be the first time in Southampton's club history. Rabiot through the gap. Doué. Ball into Højlund. Round the corner. What a stop. Gavin Bazunu. No wonder he's celebrating, or I'm not sure if he was having a go at his defenders, but what a save by the Irishman as we look to come on the break here with Turner and Martson. Someone come with me. There's Gordon. Hang on a minute, we could go from one end to the other here as the pass is cut out looking for Tino. But what a save by Gavin, man. He's desperate to go the whole campaign without conceding in the FA Cup. Rabiot into Saka, who looks to bend one. And again, Gavin Bazunu is there. That one a little bit more comfortable for him, but he still had to get across and make the save. Well, Arsenal have definitely been the better side here, but we've looked like we might cause a bit of a problem on the break, as there's Anthony Gordon. Cox has to hold his run to stay on side. Still Gordon pegged back to Camavinga. He didn't really get hold of it as Costa sees it all the way and manages to hold on. First sight in a goal we've really had, and the Frenchman shot straight down the throat of Diogo Costa. Pavlovic, oh, he's got to be careful, dispossessed. Connor Cox. Cox, can he squeeze it in? No, denied by Costa. Vandenberg into Gutierrez, loose pass. Picked up by Turner, and Kudus looks to get away down the right. And Kudus is in behind Miguel Gutierrez. Brilliant run. Pegs it back for Connor Cox, and Vandenberg did really well to stay with him. The second half's been a lot tighter and a lot cagier as we've been a bit more in it in this half, but Arsenal now looking to win it. Saka shoots and Gavin turns it away. 10 to play. We could be heading for extra time, but both sides are looking to win this. Sugawara dispossessed. Walker-Peters keeps it in play, and Gordon can stretch his legs down the left, and Ødegaard can't stick with him. Gordon hangs it up for Cox, and that's great defending by Mosquera in the middle. And that is the full-time whistle at Wembley. And as we did in the Champions League semi-final, we're heading to extra time. Elliot Cole was the hero in Spain as we managed to beat Villarreal. Can he do it again here at Wembley, back on home soil? Well, this has to be it. Walker-Peters. Space to drive into. And there is Cole. And Cole dispossessed. And I think that will do it. Yes, there is the whistle. The sides could not be separated after 2 hours of football. And if we are to reclaim our FA Cup trophy, it's going to have to be on the spot kicks. I'm not feeling confident, I'll be honest, guys. Yeah, I'm feeling very, very nervous. This is going to be uncut as well, guys. You will see the whole shootout as Cam's up first and does score to give us the lead. Bukayo Saka. Gavin saves. Get in. Camavinga. It's not the greatest pen. Same way. And he does score. And can Gavin make it 2 from 2? Vermeeren straight down the middle. Gets Arsenal on the scoreboard. Angel Gomez. Lots of power. Gomez denied. And Ødegaard. Saved by Gavin. What an awful pen. Relax. Connor Cox. The kid. Connor. Cox is denied. What is going on? Wilson. Oh, that is cold. Oh, man, we've bottled this. 2 saves and we've bottled it, man. Cole. The kid. Elliot Cole down the middle. And a save here from Gavin wins us the shootout. Adrien Rabiot, the experienced Frenchman. Rabiot. Oh, he just about sends it into the side netting, and we are at sudden death. Yusuf scores. Ice in his veins, this man. And again, it falls on Gavin to make the save. Martinelli this time. Again goes the right way, Gavin, but can't get there. It's so difficult to save them. Nathan Tella. Tella sends Costa the wrong way. Third time lucky. Mosquera surely changing it up, is he? No, he goes the same way. Walker-Peters the captain. I'm feeling nervous. Walker-Peters. Down the middle, scores. And again, oh, it's the former Saint, Sugawara. Sugawara goes the same way again. That's 4 in a row. Taylor must score. The captain, Taylor, into the back of the net. This is a ridiculous shootout. Surely they are changing it up. Strahinja Pavlovic does mix it up, but Gavin can't get there. It is impossible to save pens, man. Soleil scores down the middle. Come on, Gavin. I need a save, my guy. Going early and still cannot get there with Gavin. And now it is the Irishman. Bazunu scores. This is insane, man. This is probably the longest shootout I've ever had. Diogo Costa must score or it's over. Costa sends it into the other corner. And we're back around again. Cameron Archer. Same corner, Cam. Scores into the top bins. Wembley is stunned here. This is insane. Bukayo Saka. Oh my goodness, that's a great pen. Camavinga scores. 11-10. And Vermeeren must do the same. Oh, he's gone down the middle. I went so early with Gavin trying to predict that. Angel Gomez. Gomez scores 12-11. Martin Ødegaard, the Arsenal skipper. Oh, he sent it into the roof of the net. That's a great pen. The kid. Connor Cox. No, it's saved. And Wilson has the chance for Arsenal. Oh, and Gavin went the right way again, man. It is just so difficult to save penalties. If you go the right way, I'd say probably 9 times out of 10, it still ends up in the back of the net. But if the AI go the right way, then they save it. You have to be spot on with your pens. And, I mean, you can see from that, I've dived the right way. It's a great pen. It's in the corner. But how many times did we see Gavin go the right way and get nowhere near it? A ridiculous shootout. I mean, I can't be that upset. That was incredible, man. That was a good 5 or 6 minutes of penalties there. Well, I wonder if they will have the FA Cup trophy or the Premier League like we saw last year. But what is the cameraman doing here, by the way? It is the FA Cup, so they get the actual trophy as Martin Ødegaard will lift it. It's even worse having to hand over your trophy when you've lost in the final. But Southampton won it last year. This year it's Arsenal's, as Martin Ødegaard lifts the trophy for the Gunners. Well, as disappointing as that is, we've just got to recalibrate, go again. We've got 2 big games in the Premier League, and if we win both of those, we will be crowned Premier League champions. We've got a Champions League final to come as well. This was my lowest priority with us having already won it, but getting to the final and losing, that stings. A crazy, crazy final. The shootout was ridiculous, but Arsenal are your new FA Cup champions. Oh my god, man, this game is so bugged. This game is so broken. Apparently we beat Arsenal to win the FA Cup. Are you sure? Are you sure, EA? Because I don't think we won 12-5 on penalties, apparently. My goodness, this game, man, is just full of bugs. But we know we didn't win it. We lose it on pens as Barcelona put in a huge bid for Elliot Cole. But no, not after that loss. That is certainly not happening. But all right then, let's jump into our next game. Aston Villa at home at St Mary's. A win here all but secures the Premier League title with the big goal difference swing that would be needed on the final day. So let's just move on from that defeat. Arsenal away at Brighton, which is not an easy game either. So every chance they slip up once again. Let's just get the 3 points that will all but secure the title. Come on, you Saints. Well, we could potentially be champions today if the results go our way, but I'm not really thinking about that. I just want to make sure we get our job done, get the 3 points, and we can worry about how Arsenal do when we have got the 3 points in the bag. I just want to make sure that we do our job, and if we can avoid taking it to the final day, then brilliant. What a save, as that shot is blocked and Chaibi wins the header. Gordon with a lovely spin and scores the opening goal as well. Well, that will certainly help get the job done today. Anthony Gordon, I think with his first goal since returning from his injury. Such a shame he had that 3-month layoff, man, because he was flying before the broken toe. Back in the lineup today and back amongst the goals as well. The overpowered drag back. I'm sorry, guys. I need to stop using it. It's way too OP. Well, leading by 1 as we head into the second half. Not the greatest of games here, to be honest. It's yeah, it's a bit of a nothing game, but no idea what the score is at the Amex. So, yeah, we have no idea what this means for us. We could be champions with results as they stand, depending on the Arsenal result at the moment. But yeah, just got to do our job. As I've said, just grind it out, man. It's not been a great game, but we've kept so many clean sheets this season. Just one more here and we are pretty much there. Kudus out on the right hand side. Tino finds Camavinga. And now Kudus to Teller again. Yusuf, Camavinga, Teller, nice football. And Cameron Archer to seal it. Sends it wide of that far post. Man, this has been a terrible, terrible game. Nearly wrapped it up there with a second. But at 1-0, there's still every chance Villa create one final chance and snatch a point. Come on, man. Let's just see this out. Well, probably not the worst game of FC I've ever played, but it's certainly up there as one of the worst. That was an absolute shocker as Martinez pushes that away. We will have a corner. Not that it's going to make a blind bit of difference as Martinez claims, but honestly, man, what a terrible, terrible game that was. Not the worst as there was a goal. And oh, well, hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Are we getting the trophy? Have Arsenal bottled it? I don't know because this game's so glitched, but this is usually what you get when it's secured. And I didn't even have the captain playing because he was so knackered from the cup final. So if we do lift it, it's going to be Omar Solé to do so, which I don't mind. He's been here since season 2, and yeah, we are. It's done. It is done. Arsenal must have bottled it at the Amex. And the Premier League trophy is ours. Is it Solé? Did I give it to Solé? It is. Omar Solé. This is where I wish you could get like your club captain to come out and lift the trophy. But it will be Omar Solé, a real leader who lifts the Premier League trophy for the Saints. Finally, we've got our hands on it. It's taken 5 years, but realistically it's been the last 3 years of the save where we've been kind of anywhere near the Premier League trophy, but we do lift it. Unfortunately, not the captain, Taylor Harwood-Bellis, but Omar Solé, who was signed in the summer of season 2. He's grown into one of the best centre-backs in the world, and the Frenchman will be the one to lift the Premier League trophy. Shame that it couldn't be Taylor, but the trophy is in the cabinet. Well, let's find out what the Arsenal score was, as the gap is 5. So they drew 0-0 at Brighton, and do you know what? That just makes the FA Cup defeat feel even worse because they've been on a really, really shoddy run of form. In the last 10 games or so, they've really gone off the boil. So losing that cup final is gutting, man. But this is the one that we really wanted. I would sacrifice the cup final for the league. And it's done. Finally, we get our hands on the Premier League. So we can close out today's episode with the visit to Anfield with lots and lots of changes. We're going to be having a lot of send-offs for players that we will no longer be seeing in the save, the likes of James Ward-Prowse, some of the other lads as well. So yeah, lots of changes for this one. Match day 38. We've not really got a huge amount to play for. Nobody can win the Golden Boot. Nobody can win the assist title, and Muric is already way out in the lead for the Golden Glove. So yeah, not a huge amount to play for, but I will still play out the game as we travel to Anfield. Come on, you Saints. So here we go then, final game of the episode and of the Premier League season. Still got that Champions League final to come, and that is partly the reason why I've made so many changes. Don't want to risk any injuries to my key players, and don't want to have any of them fatigued for that final. So we can play this one with no real pressure, no stress, knowing that the title is already wrapped up. So I'll just bring you the goals and see how we get on. Oh, that's a good ball through. Luis Diaz off the woodwork as Gillette will get it clear. Great effort from the Colombian from the edge of the box, but off the upright as Muric survives with his clean sheet intact for now. St. Maximan, lovely feet. Now Elliot Cole driving out that defence. Elliot Cole going on and forcing the save out of Georgie. Well, substitutions for both sides. We've had a few farewells there. That's a dangerous looking ball in, and Smallbone did really well. That's a great defensive header, and now Edozie off the bench can bring it clear. Oh, that's a naughty tackle that. Probably only going to be a yellow, but could easily have been a red, that for Antonio Silva. That was naughty, and that is why I didn't want too many of my starters out there today. Horrible tackle. Well, into the last few minutes here at Anfield. Are we set to have a late winner? That's a nice ball through. Minte across the box, and what a save by Muric. Keeping his clean sheet intact here on the final day. Lovely flick by Edozie. Can we win it late on down the other end? Edozie into St. Maximin. Oh, and St. Maximin couldn't squeeze it through. That will do it. A bit of a shocking game once again, and this time it is a 0-0. Matchday 38 ends as a draw for the Saints, but we knew that the Premier League had already been wrapped up. That's why I said I didn't want to be coming here needing all 3 points. So we'll take the point. A bit of a shocker to close out the season with. But with that Champions League final to come, I wanted to make sure that all of my key players were fit. So let's go and do a little mini roundup of the domestic season before coming back in the next episode for the Champions League final. Well, let's do a bit of a final roundup then, guys. As you can see, Southampton Premier League champions, 27 wins, 7 draws and just 4 defeats this season. 54 goals scored and just 10 conceded, with 88 points on the board in the end. I have to say, it is very, very easy to defend and keep clean sheets in this year's game. Most of those losses will be by like a single goal. So yeah, it's a little bit sort of misleading when you see the stats. You see Arsenal in second, finished up 3 points behind us in the end, with Liverpool in third. Newcastle into the Champions League once again this year after selling their 2 best players to us. They are back in Europe's elite. West Ham in 5th, Spurs in 6th. And Brighton in 7th wrap up the Champions League, the European spots, with Fulham 8th, Aston Villa 9th, and last year's champions Chelsea in 10th place, a mid-table finish for them. Man City in 11th. Man, you can tell when you get to a point in the save, realism just goes out the window. Man United in 12th. Look at that, 10th, 11th, 12th. Crystal Palace 13th, Wolves 14th, and then Ipswich, Nottingham Forest both on 36 points in 15th and 16th. Brentford survived the drop by a point, with Leeds United, Leicester City and Middlesbrough going down. We sort of knew Middlesbrough would be going quite a long time ago. Just 17 points on the board for Michael Carrick's side. And as you may have seen in an earlier episode of The Save, it was Chelsea who won the Carabao Cup this year. So despite a poor league finish, they did get their hands on a domestic cup, beating Brighton in the final. And despite this saying that we won the FA Cup, as we know, we lost on penalties to Arsenal. This game's so broken, man. It is so broken. We went on such a good run. We didn't actually concede a goal in open play in the entire FA Cup run, and we lost it on the spot kicks, man. That is so gutting. We'll run through the European competitions in the next episode when the Champions League has been wrapped up. And we'll get to the individual player stats in a moment. But you can see Muric with 31 clean sheets, man. That is absolutely insane, being named the goalkeeper of the tournament. No real surprise. As for the team of the season, Muric was actually in there, which was nice to see. Last year there was a big bug where your keeper never got in. Omar Sole and Tino Livramento also in the back line, and Eduardo Camavinga, what a signing in the heart of midfield. But they are joined by Antonio Silva of Liverpool, Theo Hernandez at left back, Bukayo Saka and Doué on the wings, with Mateus França through the middle, and Santiago Jimenez and Alexander Isak up top. So that is the team of the season. As for the player of the tournament, it goes to Arsenal's Doué, and you'll see why in a moment's time when we run through the individual player stats. What a season this man has had. So just a quick look at the FA Cup. Connor Cox was the top scorer with 5 goals in 6 appearances. Really good season for the youngster in the FA Cup. Did we have anyone with plenty of assists? I know that at one point the young lad Vaughan was in here. Yeah, there he is. Kai Vaughan, 2 assists in 4 games from left back is pretty impressive for the youngster. And as for clean sheets, Gavin Bazunu, 5 in 6. So I guess the FA Cup final doesn't count as a clean sheet because he hadn't conceded in any other round, so it must not count. But winning the FA Cup Golden Glove. And as for the Premier League, it was Alexander Isak and Santiago Jimenez, the top 2. Unfortunately, the injury for the main man, Marcus Leonardo, meant that he finishes inside the top 10. But 16 goals in 22. If we'd kept him fit the whole season, I definitely think he would have been up there with Alexander Isak around the 25-26 mark. So still, we have not had a player win the Golden Boot in this save, man. It's insane. 5 seasons in, we've won the Premier League and still not had anyone win the Golden Boot. Anthony Gordon with 11 in 29. Really good first season for him. And Cameron Archer also with 11 in 24. I know a lot of you guys love the Archer. One of the OGs, still here and still banging in plenty of goals with nearly a goal in every other game as his ratio. Really, really good season for him. And I should mention as well, Doué, 17 goals for the Frenchman, combined with his 13 assists, 30 goal contributions in 36 Premier League games this season. He wins the assist title. Semstein, 8 in 29. I'm not actually sure he would have got as many as Doué, even if he had stayed fit. Obviously, he is down at the moment with that broken toe. Anthony Gordon, 7 for him in the 29 appearances he made. Kudus had 6, Camavinga had 6, Cameron Archer also with 6. So we had a lot of players around that same sort of mark, and yeah, quite a few making it into the top 25. But as for the clean sheets, Muric, 31 clean sheets in 38. We set a new defensive record for the least number of goals conceded with just 10. And Muric with 31 clean sheets. He'd already broken Petr Cech's record of 25 clean sheets. He'd done it back to back with 26. And then he has now gone above the 30 mark with 31 clean sheets. That is extraordinary. We only conceded in 7 of our 38 games this season. Unbelievable stats from Muric. Just a quick shout out for Omar Solé as well before we end today's episode, man. We saw him lift the Premier League title or the Premier League trophy. He's become a bit of a cult hero. Featured in all 38 games in the Premier League once again. And although it came in the Champions League, we saw him score his first goal for the club 4 years after signing. Now 88 overall, 29 years of age, in his peak, Solé has become one of the best in the world. And yeah, so good to see him lifting that Premier League trophy. He is so important, man. Didn't miss a minute in the Premier League, alongside Muric, who made 38 appearances. Camavinga with 37, he missed 1 through injury. Same with Mohamed Kudus, but Tino Livramento also featuring in all 38 games this season, and he scored that big game winner against Tottenham. But we'll go through the full stats in the next episode when we do a full roundup after the Champions League final. So guys, that will do it for today's episode, rounding up the domestic league season, and of course we'll be back in the next episode for the big one, the Champions League final, as we take on Atletico Madrid. I hope you have enjoyed today's video, and I'll catch you very soon for the Champions League final. Take care, guys.